$2.38. So if you say you have yourself and your spouse and 2 kids, you each are getting $40 for that cancer screening. You're getting $160 every year back for you to go get that wellness benefit done, that cancer screening. So very, very affordable. Okay? Any questions on this? Now, the next one is a critical care and protection plan. So if you flip one page in, this is our kind of a critical illness plan or specified health. The reason this is specified health because it's specific to these 10 different health conditions. So if you flip one page in on the bottom right hand side, you're going to see 10 bullet points. Heart attack, strokes, coronary artery bypass, cardiac arrest, 3rd-degree burns, and some other ones on there. Obviously, the most common ones are going to be your heart attacks and strokes. So as soon as that happens, you're going to flip one more page in, if you don't mind. As soon as that happens, it's going to pay $7,500 if it happens to you and your spouse. If it happens to a dependent child, it's $10,000. It only pays that per person one time. Okay. Every subsequent time that it happens, it's going to trigger a payout of $3,500. Okay. Now that has a no lifetime maximum. Okay. So, and obviously you start going through your treatment, hospitalization. Every day you're in the hospital is $300 per day, with no limit. Ambulance, $250 ground, $2,000 if you have to be airlifted. There's also a continuation of coverage benefit. So if you need to see, let's say you have a stroke and you need to see a speech therapist, it'll pay $125 every time you go. Or if you, let's say you need just a regular physician's visit, it'll pay you $125. It pays that up to 75 times. Okay? Transportation, much like the cancer, 50 cents to the mile if you having to travel back and forth, or if you need an airfare, as well as your lodging benefit of $75 per day, but it only pays that for 15 times per covered person. Okay? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the 2 plans before had only one age bracket, 18 to 75. The accident and the cancer is the same price whether you're 18 to 75. This plan, it is age banded. So if you look down here, the first thing you need to look at is, okay, who in my family do I want covered? Okay, so let's say you want to cover yourself and your spouse only. So yourself and your spouse only, you're looking at insured and spouse. Then you need to look at your age. Yeah. So if you're 42 years of age, like I am today, then it'll cost me... No, not today. I mean, like today as in general. So you're looking at $10.32 would be the cost on this plan for me. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to continue to happen, but it has happened since AFLAC's existence, my understanding, is that I purchased this plan actually when I was about 25 years of age. Okay? And I'm still paying as if I'm still in that age bracket. Right. Okay? So if you purchase this plan or whatever age bracket you are today, it could possibly stay, you remain to be locked in that age bracket for years to come. It is not a guarantee, but this is what's been going on traditionally for the past, at least since I've been with AFLAC 17 years ago. Okay? So, but that's not a guarantee. Okay, so you have an individual, 1 parent, insured spouse, and 2-parent family. Okay, any questions on this? Now, we're going to look at the short-term disability. I'm not going to look at the brochure because I can explain short-term disability a lot easier on this rate sheet that I just gave you. Okay, short-term disability, it just puts insurance on your income. Okay, now, the biggest thing that we all have going for ourselves is our ability to get up and go to work every morning. Okay, that's the biggest asset that we have. Okay, so, and that's what this short-term disability is designed to protect. It protects against your ability to be able to work every morning. And if you can't, then it pays you cash if you're unable to. If you get hurt outside of the workplace, or if you get sick, this short-term disability plan is going to cover roughly about 62% of your gross monthly income. So this is how you read this chart. Let's just say that I worked here and I made $24,000 a year. You see that annual income, $24,000 a year. Yeah. So what that means to you is that, to me, is that the most income that I can protect is $1,200, meaning that AFLAC will pay me $1,200 for every month that I'm out of work. Okay? So if I get hurt, it'll pay that to me on the first day and outside of the workplace. If I get sick, it'll pay that after 7 days of being out sick.
Because it's the 7 days of
right? That's 0-7. Right. So if I was to, let's say, drive home or I'm on the weekend, I get hurt, and my doctor, not your doctor, okay, not AFLAC's doctor, but your doctor says you're going to need out of work 2 months due to this accident, then AFLAC's going to send you $1,200 for each of those months that you're out of work.
As long as you file the claim within 3 months, or 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah. So
Yes,
it's $1,200 for each of those months. So that plan will run me at that age bracket, 18 to 49, $16.56. Okay? So if you get sick and you out of work for 2 months, then AFLAC will subtract 1 week from that period of time. So if you have a plan that's $1,200 per month, well, that's $300 a week. So you will receive $2,100. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, for those of you who are planning on having children, it'll pay for up to 6 weeks. It treats childbirth, where they subtract 1 week from that. So it'll pay you actually 5 weeks for a normal delivery and 7 weeks if you have a C-section. So it's a great way for you to fund your maternity leave. They offer you maternity leave here, but it's on most times it's an unpaid leave. This actually gives you a little bit of money for you to do that. Okay. Now, the reason that I showed you the first 3 that I did, accident, cancer, and critical care protection, is because, to be honest, those are the plans that I own. Okay, those are the plans that I own, and let me tell you why. This is just my own personal preference. I'm just putting myself on a little soapbox, if you may. I read an article that Harvard University did a study, and they found that the #1 reason for bankruptcies in America, okay, is medical bills. 60% of folks in America, or families, file for medical bankruptcies every year. Yeah. I also found out that 75% of those families had health insurance in place. But when I dug in and read into that study, there was 3 medical conditions as to the reason why those medical bankruptcies were happening. And they were heart attacks, cancers, and accidents. Okay, so for me, I wanted to protect the catastrophic stuff for myself and my family. Okay, so because for most folks, if they spend 1 night in the hospital, as long as they can go back to work the next day or the following day after that, they'll be fine. But for most people, if they have a bad accident without a work, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or a cancer without a work, they're out of work at 6 months or a year. Same thing with a heart attack. If you're out of work for 4 or 5 months, that's when financials get really, money gets really become a problem in most Americans' household. Okay, now most Americans' household live on paycheck to paycheck. Now you can imagine that primary breadwinner being out of work for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. It takes 5 seconds. So you're going to get 2 links. All right, so any questions on that critical care plan? No questions? Okay. So as I mentioned to you, on the left-hand side of that folder, there was a little half a sheet. So I just need you to fill that out, put your name, telephone number, check if you're interested or not. Pass those forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan those out, and I'm going to let the owner pick out 3 names out of that, and those 3 individuals will get a talking AFLAC duck today. Oh. So we're going to do a drawing for those talking ducks. Now, I do need you to, however, do me one big favor. I need you to take this stuff home, talk to your spouse, significant other. Now, I already talked to Corey ahead of time. I'm going to be here the day after tomorrow, which is on Friday. Okay, I'm going to be here at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to meet with each of you guys individually, one at a time. So I need you to take this stuff home, talk to your spouse, figure out which of these plans is going to be best suited for you guys, and then I'll come back, answer any questions, and then we'll get you set up in whichever plan it's going to be, it's going to suit yourself and your family after you talk to your spouse. Okay? Any other questions on that? Thank you so much for your time.